Welcome to the US election 2024 global currency roundup. Yes, shocking. Girls, we agreed when we started the financial report. Here at Bar Talk, we are in self appointed global accountability watchdog for the US dollar. The US dollar is the global trading currency. Okay, the honorable members are Isabel, Melissa, Marianne, Darlene, Isabella, and the Honorable Jason when he's available. Today's topic is question and answers with Jose and friends. Marianne suggested, since we were there, she wanted to ask Jose and his friends some questions. As I have tried to simplify explaining all the information as simple as I can. So this is based on Jose's technical experience, and he's good at his computer. He's good at his computer. Let's just say that. Girls, remember that Jose found the computer department, and now he's ready to tell us, give us an edited version of what went down in the computer department, because of course they are in talks with a possibility of doing a movie on the whole snook that they got themselves in, this whole thing. And so he said that what he saw in the lab in the computer department, he is going to tell me what is relevant for right now. And I said, okay. So the girls and I, now we will be talking to Jose about his discovery. Of course, he went in there and he told us that he was there for 12 hours. And he copied, he made files, and he forwarded, he did as much as he could with his possibility or his capability. He did as best as he could. Okay, so he said that he saw files about the election, and of course he went to probe because he understood that they were voting there. The prerequisite was voting, so he wanted to see the file, to search for what is up with this voting thing. And he discovered that, of course, he told that there were 3,500 computers. Of course, they were divided into 54 states. So roughly there were 64 computers to each state, I believe. That's what he told. And one big CPU, like the mama computer, as he called it, the mama computer, the mother computer, where all these little stems goes through. And he said that they were doing some kind of election operation because he saw election files, and he gave the Jamaican an election file that consists of Jamaican election. I don't know what's on that. I never asked because it's not really. I think he questioned why would Jamaican election be on a CPU in Arizona desert. What is it with this election file, Jamaica election file? He saw the UK election file, all these files from different countries. And so, but he will be focusing, he said, on the US, what he saw for the US upcoming election. So he found that the people from the bus, they were voting and it was going into a file and it was being scattered around into, like he said, 64 computers assigned to every state, because it's 54 state is in America, right? 54 state, I believe. And so the votes are scattered evenly around. He said it looked clearly like election day. That's what he said. And because he's an engineer, he worked for a lot of electoral offices during election time. And he did not really work as a line staff. He worked like a technical person that support the system to make sure that it never gets jacked or any problem, you know. So he knows how to do this, how to harvest stuff, and he's a whiz at it. So he said that it is fed into the feeder computers, and then it carries into one big pocket, like the main, and then one door will open and it will just flush all the information into the main electoral office. That's what he said he saw. And he said that they will be using the airport system to do the final hatch. What is a hatch? Like you open the hatch, it's going to go through the airport database or software, or is it hatch or software? Remember, I'm not a technical buffer or whatever. I'm using the words, but please try to understand how I'm explaining it. That it will be using the source, it will be going via the airport. That's what he said. And the reason it's going via the airport is because the airport is not a local domicile. The airport is exile. The airport does not belong to any state. Like technically when you're at the airport, you're not in any country. That's what he's trying to explain. And he speaks very good English, so I think we got the full understanding, but I'm trying to explain it the way I can. So technically, he's saying that the 3,500 computers, 64 are connected directly to every state and the electoral offices. The information goes via the airport. This time they're doing via the airport. And the hatch, they open this hatch and it just flush the votes in and close it. So it's very difficult for you to investigate if there's any kind of fraud or any kind of system. And yeah, that's what he's trying to explain to me. That's what I understand. And so he said that he has seen over 35 million votes already on the system from the immigration to they have this like a shadow software, like a Trojan horse, a shadow that it copies your hard drive and filter it into this system. So, for instance, he said that the people who should be concerned, for instance, he said Twitter. I told him I believe it's X now. Well, it was Twitter at the time when they took the software. He said TikTok. He said Facebook. And he said WhatsApp is new. They haven't done up WhatsApp yet, but they have these old files from 2020 that they use, that they're trying to resurrect. They have voted already and they're using the old vote, but they're trying to refresh it. He said they're trying to refresh it. He said that this situation, the airport, there'll be chaos at the airport because when this is going through, and the plan for this to go through at 3 a.m. in the morning. That's the morning of the night of the election. So that would be November 6th. Try to go via the airport. They want it to be 3 a.m. in the morning so that it won't affect anything. It will be pure normalcy. But it is going to take time for the system to recover. So it could be the following day before the system recover after they disrupt the system at 3 in the morning. It could take November 7th for the airport system to recover. So there'll be delay, there'll be chaos, there'll be cancellation. And by come November 7th, things will be normal again. That's what he said he saw in the computer department, that this is how they saw the election on 2020 and they're planning a replay. That's what he told me. He said that's what he saw. And if it's not addressed, there's no way Mr. Trump can win with this system. Because once the hatch is open and it flushes the system with these votes, what it does, it whitewash whatever was on the software before is going to be whitewashed. So that is going to be gone and it's going to be replaced with the new data, and it won't leave a trace. There won't be any trace, he said. That's what he told me. That's what he saw. And he wanted to explain this to me before we talk about anything else because this is very important, he said, and it's very crucial. And they're planning to do it again for 2024, November 5th. This is what they're going to do. So he told me to record it and tell everyone this is what is going to happen. Okay, Jose, you're the boss, you're the big boy of computer. I am impressed with what you found. And he said that he found the construction file of Hunter Biden's laptop. It was made right there in that warehouse computer station. He said all the pictures were taken. This is good because I asked my girlfriend when I saw the pictures, especially with Hunter in his bathtub, totally drugged out and all that. And I said, how can Hunter take those pictures in that condition? Even with a tripod, he wouldn't have the nerve to do it because he's so out of it. Somebody has to be taking these pictures and setting him up. Who did this? Well, he said when he looked at the silhouette and he did the forensic investigation on the picture because they took the picture, but you could see the reflected silhouette in the something. He said you could see it in the frame in the glass, and when he investigated, it was Obama that was taking the pictures of Hunter, and he and Harris put this up on the laptop. It's just crazy, he said. So this, when Hunter said that he knew nothing of the laptop, and people were saying, ah, he's just lying. I said to myself, if he was so out of it with drugs, there's no way he would have known about any computer laptop or whatever, you know? Well, turns out from what Jose say he saw, the boy didn't know anything about it. Oh my God. Oh my God. So Jose, it seems as if Jose has found so much treasure in the computer department, but he decided on telling me only this about the election because he thought that it was a very important situation right now, and anything else is not urgent, and the other stuff, just the other stuff. But this election is very important, and I would suggest that anybody who actually knows anything about computers, this is how he said it's going to go down. And I asked him, did they use the airport system last time when they did it? He said yes, they used the airport system, and the reason they use the airport system is because the airport is on like a foreign land kind of thing, and it's very difficult to investigate the computer system outside of. Do you understand? You can investigate easily without any problem if you stay within your region and all of that. But the airport system, you need a different situation how to investigate, like border kind of thing. Like it would be considered out of the country. So that's a different protocol. Okay, so then it's so difficult to see it. So it would reflect as if nothing happened. Do you get what I mean? That's why they were unable to trace the whole thing. I hope I make sense because I'm not a computer technical whiz. I try to do it the best I know how. So, girls, what do you think about it? I mean, Jose's a genius, man. He's a darling. And he want the world to know that's what he found and that's what he saw. Can you imagine? 3,500 computers divided by, give you 64 computers per state. One CPU, each computer here will gather data, flush it to one. It goes through the airport system to get to the polling stations, and it closes the hatch. Once that is done, it is untraceable, he said, to get back to the CPU because it went via the airport. Do you understand now? It didn't go directly to the from the CPU. It didn't go directly from there straight to the electoral offices. It went via the airport. So once they flush the system in and close the hatch, it's untraceable. Oh my goodness. Jose, you're simply the best. You're simply the best. My goodness. Well, he want everybody to know this. And the reason he said that they should not be alive. He said the 10 of them should not be alive. he said we smelled death, we saw death, and we escaped from it, what they did to us. And he said he put his heart on the line and he prefer to die than to keep silent, he said. I prefer to die than to keep silent, because if we don't fix this, he said, if this is not, if we don't have some kind of resolution on this, it's impossible to beat them. Because what they're going to do at 3 a.m. in the morning, they will look and see what the odds are, how much we're losing by, and they will just flush the system with enough. This is after you would have the final count where they know that the opposition has no more count to come in. Then they look at it, and then they will just flush the system with the new stuff, and that will be victory. That will be victory, and it cannot be traced because they came in through the airport thingy. Well, we say thingy. He called it something, some port hatch or something. Hey, I'm a girl, okay? I'm not a technical thing. I'm just a girl. uh, Amazing, eh? He said he couldn't believe it when he discovered that. Oh my goodness. And he said he has so much information. He has the 3 software he has. All these letters, he said, he found between Obama, Harris, Biden, all these letters from 2020. And he said, Miss Harris knows what they are. So I was never informed, and I told him I just need the election information that he said he really wanted me to put up for everybody to know what is going to happen. And maybe if that is made clear, then I'm sure they will probably try to do a different situation. So I believe, girls, what do you think? I think we release this next week, Wednesday, because I think the closer you get to the election, the harder it is for them to change course. Because I think in a situation like this, there must be some kind of contingency plan, right? Just in case kind of thing. If A doesn't work, then we use B. But if they got the awareness late that other people know about this, then it's going to be very hard for them to scramble and fix, and it becomes more difficult. It's not going to be hard. It's going to be hard, but not impossible. It's just that you'll make the situation very difficult for them to achieve the new protocol. Does that make sense? Okay. Well, oh, Jose, you're a darling. Oh, my goodness. No wonder everybody loves little Jose. You're so sweet. All right, let's see what I've had, what I've gotten, what I've said. I hope I did something. Yeah, but, oh, God. All this time, Jose, when people want to love on you and you reject them and they turn on you, it's very difficult to fix it. It's very difficult when a fascination turns into a horror. It's just difficult, and this is what we have here. And when I think, was it Melissa? Melissa asked Jose, who would you prefer Well, she asked the group, who would you prefer to win in the election? Of course, they say they don't have any preference. And the information that they're given should not be misunderstood, that they like any of the two candidates, but telling the truth and put the right man in for the at this moment by telling what happened. It might appear as if they're on Mr. Trump's side, and they're not. They say they're just telling their story as to what happened to them. That is what they're doing, and the result is the result. Whatever you think after you've heard the story, you're still free to go and vote for his or her, and that's your choice, he said. But they want it to be very clear that they have no preference in the situation. They just want to go home. They don't want to spend one more hour on American soil. And they say when they go home, they don't even know, they'll never return to America. They're not impressed. That's what they say. They're just not impressed. Yeah. They said love and hate can never be friends. So the moral of the story is when someone asks you for a sandwich, just give them the sandwich. They don't ask for your opinion, and they don't care about your opinion. They ask you for a sandwich. Okay? Refusal of this sandwich could be very dangerous. I rest my case. Well, girls, I hope I've done a good one with this one, but it's intended for entertainment actually, even though it's sad. It's also, you have to admit, it's entertaining. And it's what happened to them. It's the girls, I think, in the debate with Harris, the recent debate with Harris and Trump, there was a moment when Mr. Trump asked Miss Harris to let them walk on Washington and go and get Mr. Biden, and all three of them will agree and sign the border for closure. And he was cut off. The question was cut off. It was ignored. And Miss Harris proceeded to say that the leaders, global leaders, are laughing at Mr. Trump because they think that he's basically, I think, some kind of idiot or something. I think that's what she was alluded to. But Miss Harris, I've never seen one European leader that sits and laughs manically as you do. So I can't imagine which leader told you that. And another thing, the forces of men united, that's what it needs. A man is not intimidated because another man wants to dominate. As a matter of fact, it becomes very intriguing for another man. That's how men spar. They spar. They're forceful creatures. They unite and they get things done. You know, they get things done. They're not in. They're laughing like a girl. I've never seen a man laugh like that, Miss Harris. So, which leader in Europe that have entertained you in that manner? A man behave like that? I can't imagine which leader. And believe me, I don't want to know because I believe that leader does not exist. The leaders wants to unite in force and might and vigor. That's how you get the job done. Okay? It's not personal, it's business. And the dollar needs business. It's crunching time and it needs high profile business. It does not need domestic, basic situation. And the crew at the border is asking you for Jose, and the 10 men are asking you to come to the border with your campaign money and divide it up and give it to them as package for them to go home, Miss Harris, because wasting that kind of money is just sad. That's what they say. You brought them to the border and they want to go home, and they need you and your brother and the NGO to bring the money. That's what your Syrian, this is a personal little message from the Syrian. He wants to go home, he said, and if he continues there, he's going to talk more. So that's what he said, Miss Harris. You need to come and divide the campaign money that you're running around wasting because your administration is a failure. I would suggest you could. He said that you could go and prepare yourself for the next race. But at this time, your administration is a failure, and sometimes you need to accept the L card and walk away. Yesterday, that debate, I have heard nothing of trade. I've heard nothing of the US dollar. I've heard nothing. It was once again, leaders are laughing at Mr. Trump. Miss Harris did not answer any question. When she was given a question, she answered it by saying, "Let me look at it this way," and she went off in a very rehearsed speech, like she rehearsed pockets of speech, and then she articulates. And she was very happy when Mr. Trump mentioned, "Let's go and wake Mr. Biden up and let us agree and close the border." She thought it was funny. And as Jose and the guys and what I've seen at the border, I don't think the border can exist for 4 more years. Of course it can, but it's going to be devastation. That something has to be done really quickly, like immediately. And you're campaigning that when you get to the White House and what you're going to do, why wasn't it done already? You're in the White House, Miss Harris. You're there. You have a bird in your hand and you're hunting for 10 in the bushes. That's what you're doing right now. You're ignoring the bird in hand. You're in a good seat, the position, pole position with the bird. And you're not interested in this bird. You're going after 10 in the bushes, campaigning in the election, saying that, "Oh, when I get to the White House, when I get elected." But you're there. You're there. Somebody needs to just give you a cup of coffee and explain to you that you are at the White House. I did. The girls and myself and Jose and his team of 10, we decided that they would be free to contact us, but we cannot contact them because we want to maintain the trust. At no time, I don't want, as I discussed with the girls, for them, like for instance, we call them and they started to think that we have somebody else listening. So to keep it pure, we have decided that they contact us when they need to speak to us. And it's okay, we will accept. At any time they call, I will be ready to take the information. It's not a problem. Based on their circumstances and their situation, I think this is the best solution that is acceptable for both parties involved. And they asked me to tell this story for them. And I think I owe them this honor actually. They've been through hell, and no one should experience or live like that. Um, and to be honest, it's like asking me for a sandwich. I just give them the sandwich, and all is in harmony. I I really would not like 11 of them to turn on me because they're such good men that have suffered so much and they don't need any more anger in their lives. So I'm very honored to help. And it's their story. I don't have an opinion. I I am governed with great sadness and regret that they have gone through such a horrible ordeal. Let's have a moment of silence for them because they have good heart, especially Jose. He said that what was really emotional for us girls was when Jose said, I'd rather die than keep my mouth shut. He will tell the truth. And the guys are asking for the NGOs to come to the border and give them their package to go home. That's Rainbow Push was their sponsor, and they're asking for a package from Rainbow Push. That's Reverend Jesse Jackson's charity to come and give them their package for them to go home. So let us have a moment of silence for them. And God bless them. God bless them. Because we're a Christian nation, so we're governed by God. So God bless them, as Jose said. He only answered to God. That's what the guys say. They only answer to God. So, and they said they've seen death, felt death, escaped death, and they know who arranged their death. So they say they have nothing to lose. Nothing. Thanks, Jose. You and your friends, you're honorable, honorable men. I'm so impressed and I'm so happy to have met them and to spend that little time with them was so honorable. Thanks. I'm so grateful. Thanks. We're so grateful. Let me forgive. We're grateful, all of us. We're all grateful. The girls and myself, we're all grateful. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, boys. Thanks, boys. So he said he could never take money from girls. He said, I'm a man. I give girls money. I don't take monies from girls. Okay, Jose. Okay. We're girls. We like that. It's okay. See, he's a good man. He understood the protocol of girls. We're supposed to be loved and taken care of. God bless you, Jose. It's all about the show. It's all about the money till the deal is done, okay? Cash talking keeps the trade alive. I hope I did a good job with this topic, girls. I love to love you, baby. I am Dr. Barr. Will be again.